Good morning, Cynthia. How are you?
Good, very good. How are we doing this morning?
I'm doing well.
Glad to hear it. Michigan Mama News, thanks you for your time. I know we're talking about why a messy car makes us unhappy, and I'm one of those people that likes a clean car, so this is very interesting for me. So, how much does the condition of our car affect our emotional well-being as car owners?
A lot more than you might think. This is an interesting study because it used psychology and neuroscience to look at our emotional responses to different situations we might have with our car, from, a cluttered, dirty car to a flat tire to being stuck in traffic to seeing those, scary indicator lights on our dashboard. And we found some really interesting findings.
So is there a connection between negative feelings about our car and avoiding repairing or cleaning of our car?
Absolutely. What was really interesting about this study is that things that happen within our car, like in that sanctuary space of where we sit and where we feel most comfortable, where we feel protected, really had a larger impact on our emotional well being than things that happened outside of the car. So, if you have that indicator light going on saying something's wrong with your car, that was the most negative emotional response that people had, followed by if you had a cluttered, dirty car. And that was a lot more than things that would happen outside of the car. So there is something really important about that sanctuary space. But even more so, it had a lot to do with how in control we feel. So when it comes to, like you said, being able to maintain a clean car, that gives us a lot more agency, where we feel a lot more in control and can help us with our emotional well-being. Another piece of this is that when we don't feel in control, like if that indicator light goes on and we're not really sure what's wrong with our car, what we can do about it, the good thing is that you can do preventative maintenance, and that might, be a way of self-care that, sure, it's with your car, but ultimately it links back to your emotional well-being.
Very interesting. I know we are spending more times in our vehicles, so I see how that could be an issue also. So, what additional insights did you find from this study?
I think that the most interesting thing to me is really that, this is the first time really neuroscience has been used in this way to really look at that, car experience and emotional well being. And so that's really interesting because when you use neuroscience using EEG, electroencephalography, you're able to look at an unbiased, unfiltered reaction of people. And that's really a unique way to better understand the psychology and the neuroscience behind why we feel the way that we do. So this is really exciting for me as a behavioral neuroscientist.
Sweet. So, what do the findings of the study mean for our emotional health and well-being then?
I think the piece about being in control, the important piece about that is that you can have agency. You can do preventative maintenance. You can organize your car. You can clean your car. There are different services for things like that, and that can ultimately be like a form of self-care that will help your mental well-being.
Sounds good. Now, is there anywhere we can go for more information?
Sure, you can read more about this study and some of the other findings that we had at jiffylube.com. And, it'd be really interesting to take a look at that more.
Great. Well, I think I need to get going and get my car clean. So I do
Yes.
appreciate your time today.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.